All right, and we are live. Welcome everyone to the Foolish Tech Show. It's a great Thursday, is it?
I think so. Yeah. Thursday.
Indeed.
Yes, it would be Thursday.
Week is almost over.
Yeah. So we're here to provide support for any of our software or products, or if you have any questions about tech in general, we'd be more than happy to jump in, help out with that kind of stuff as well. And otherwise, you can join us over at foolishtechshow.com or foolishit.com/live to join our IRC chat where we'll talk with you directly. And looks like we got Phoenix, RTM Tech, Shook, all hanging out in there right now. So how's it going, everyone? I think Shook set up his alerts earlier, so I'm just going to ping him.
All right.
And yeah, so how's everybody else's day going?
Going pretty good.
That's good.
It's going okay.
Michael, did you just disappear again?
No, I'm here. I'm just getting my laptop engaged.
My laptop engaged. Engage!
If you need some help there, you can take a look at our tech directory and find a local shop that can help you out with that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a decent one in High Point, I hear.
Do that.
Mhm.
Where's this meeting link that we have? Let's see.
You can't join the meeting link on there, then you'll show up twice.
It's okay.
Why do you need to be on there?
So.
I don't think we can handle two Michaels.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. I guess I don't need to be on there then. Okay. Alright, so forget that. I'll just.
You could just move your keyboard and set your laptop where your keyboard is. And then you could sit in front of the camera.
Yeah, those laptops are portable.
They do move. He's got some chair that he is required himself to use whenever he uses his laptop, he says.
Yeah, it's a share I've owned from a long time. I got it from IKEA, I think. And
it's his laptop chair.
Interesting.
Reclining laptop chair, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Can we get a screen? Can we get a shot of that chair? See what it looks like.
Yeah, put it over by the window so we have some good light.
Yeah, that's right.
Make sure the window's open so the light gets in.
Okay, so I gotta mute this here because now I hear what you guys are talking about in real time. Oh, my real time looks so much better than Proctor's did yesterday.
What, Michael?
Okay, so yeah, so I was watching yours on my computer, and I wasn't very happy with the how it looked, the resolution, and some other things, and I wasn't sure if mine looked that way because I rarely watch it through the live feed, and so I basically just pulled it up here, and it's sparkly clear and super high res.
You can mute it though, because we can still hear that.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's good to know, and I can keep an eye on it then. Yes. Oh, very nice.
It looks the same, Proctor. He just used his crappy computer instead of his nice laptop.
Okay.
No, that's not the case. And your thing is still glitching, Proctor, by the way.
Yeah, I see it. I don't know what it is.
Let me see. Oh, the chat. Yes, I need to get involved in the chat.
I don't think it was doing it during the day, but I know it's done it when SparkoCam is off.
Yeah, it's not your feelings, RTM Tech. It's Michael and trying something new. There's always issues when he does this. So it looks like we got Futures Tech, Nell, Cherie, Eric, all in there. How's it going, y'all? Eric is your your computer still running smoothly after, I think it was like the motherboard swap y'all did, and that was when you had tested it. They had said yesterday that it's been running for a good while now, so. Zombie Wormer.
Got a yellow alert.
So what do we got for today? Anybody got anything interesting to talk about?
Um,
I had a couple news stories, and I realized they were from 2000. Wait, it
I
is
wanted
2016.
I wanted to mention
It
something.
is.
I wanted to mention something about coupons to everyone out there in internet lands. So basically, on our website, only one sale can be used at a time. So let's say you make a purchase with us and you get a dynamic coupon code generated for you for that purchase, which is typically, I believe, a 10% coupon. You could use that at any point until it expires. It's a month expiration. However, if we have a sale running, and almost always the sales are above 10% off, if we have a sale running, you're only going to be able to take advantage of the greater of the two, or the lesser of the two if you so chose. But obviously, the 20% off in this case would be much better than the 10% off. You cannot combine coupons, basically. That was asked to me, and it's been asked a couple of times. So just to make that clear, sales don't stack.
Okay. On the Futures Tech, Eric, he said he went off site while I was doing a GPU stress test and had a BSOD when he came back, so motherboard replacement didn't fix it. Have you tried the power supply swap like Glenn mentioned? That would be definitely the next best bet.
Is this that Lenovo we were talking about the other day?
Yeah, yeah. And it was running a stress test yesterday, as I think Ian, Nels, and Tree told us. But yep. And Phoenix, we talked about the Pentagon wants to hack people yesterday. They don't have an application out on the internet. You have to hack into their network, find it, and then apply, and then submit it somewhere else on their network, and you won't face felony charges. Michael, your phone is ringing.
Yeah, I know. Can one of our other staff answer that?
Can you mute it on? Because it's also like telling people.
I have to close. I think I have to close Ring Central for that to happen. Or I could just go. No, I don't want to do that. I can fix it. I can fix it. Let's see. Status. Sorry about this, guys.
All right, so Futures Tech Eric is going to do that next. And now I have to really edit this show because it's showing off a cell phone number. Awesome job, Michael.
It's showing off his cell phone number?
The number that called, yeah.
Oh, the customers?
Michael, you're doing that all on the screen that is video broadcasting.
I can't. I don't know what to do.
Hey,
Exit out of it.
Central Station over there.
Oh, Michael. So, yep, RTM Tech, you did post a bunch of PMs. I was going to see if anybody else had any stuff too. So, Futures Eric posted a link, is the internet on fire? And apparently I got the response, yep, period. So, the internet is on fire.
Yeah, we already mentioned the tech directory to Michael.
I'm sorry. I had to get. I had taken Ring Central off this laptop because of its.
You don't need it on the laptop. You needed it off on your desktop.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the problem, and so I had no way to interact with it without the desktop, and so I'm sorry.
Someday, we'll get him to learn how to use computers properly.
I don't like the inference.
Johnny answered and they hung up anyway.
Oh, well, after the 20th time, I'm sure they were going to hang up. That's, of course.
Phoenix also posted that Kanye was caught using a Pirate Bay site, it looks like. That's funny. Oh, and RTM Tech posted a different link about
Was
possibly
RTM
that.
Tech calling? Was it RTM Tech calling me?
Yeah, he was trying to run a trace on your location.
I just noticed that. Well, then I'm sure. Then that was RTM Tech's number.
We don't know that for sure.
No, I don't.
And then he traced it to Johnny and found out it was not where he thought it was. So
That's, yeah.
that's awesome. Kanye was trying to steal Dead Mouse 5s or Dead Mouse 5s. Dead Mouse or Dead Mouse 5? Dead Mouse 5?
Dead Mouse. Just call it Dead Mouse. That's fine. Just call it Dead Mouse. It's supposed to be Dead Mouse, I think. But by the way, just be careful. Don't trust, anything that might claim to tell you what your blood sugar is, even, if it's a Apple-approved app, because they're apparently widely, they're wrong 4 out of 5 times, basically. So check it. If you use any of those, please don't.
How would a freaking iPhone app tell me that my
I-
blood sugar level?
But your blood pressure? No, I mean there are ways for it to try to infer it, but again, for that to be considered an actual value, is if they market it as such, it's that's like telling you, asking your child, a 3-year-old child, hey, what's my blood pressure? Yeah, he can give you a lot of answers maybe, but I don't know if any of them are going to be correct. So just don't, get the cuff, get something that's approved, to measure it. Don't just randomly pick.
So
So
his
much data.
features Eric system is running Windows 7. There's a link that RTM Tech posted to me in a PM, and it's about a Cyberstalker getting 10 years for cyberstalking. So it can be done. I think the biggest point in that other article was it's hard to get to that point where you can actually have them arrested and prosecuted and tried, like going through the police force and getting them to actually do the things that need to be done. Pretty much for those cases, I think you have to get a lawyer that's qualified to be able to handle that and work with it right. RTM Tech says he always gets a second opinion from Android when he's using an iPhone blood sugar app. So
Did you, Bradley? Did you hear about this?
what?
Amazon removed encryption, caved to the FBI, and removed encryption from all of its Kindle smartphones and tablets.
No.
I'll post a link. This is so. I don't know. I gotta read it a little bit more, but it doesn't look good, of course, as usual.
That's a good way to fix it, but I think you're going to void your warranty there, Futures Eric.
What did he suggest?
If his computer blue screening doesn't stop, he's gonna fix it like you fix the red ring of death on an Xbox.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Might be fun though.
Yeah.
But yeah. Listen, this is definitely the thing we do not want, is for companies to start removing the ability for their consumers to protect themselves. Is BitLocker going to be removed from Windows? I mean,
Are we talking backdoors here?
what's that?
Are we talking government-sponsored encryption backdoors? I just
No,
got
Amazon removed all encryption from all of its cell phones and its tablets and its Kindles, caving to the FBI.
It had phones.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
phones.
they have phones.
I didn't know. Amazon has a phone.
Yeah, the Fire phones, the Fire tablet, Fire TV devices, and
I
Kindle
had the
readers.
tablets. I didn't know they had a phone.
Hmm.
Oh.
So
Well, what
So
the
they-
hell do
they
they just
even
not
got
have
it-
customers or?
Well, they even made it so that if you currently have encryption, you have to remove it.
Do what?
Yeah.
yeah.
Your device's encrypted data, however, device encryption is no longer supported in Fire OS 5. Follow the steps outlined below to save your data.
What are the steps to send your product back for a refund then?
Yeah.
Because it was advertised with encryption, I thought. I mean, at some point, wasn't it?
Yeah, all these products.
Wasn't that
are.
a spec
Yeah,
on the box
absolutely,
or something?
absolutely, or at least in the original documentation. But of course, they probably updated those links real quick. This is the end. I mean, if Amazon, as big as they are, if they didn't hold up against
That's a real shame. I have that Fire TV sitting next to me still in a box, which I was planning on setting up here soon with everything moving downstairs for the game room. So
I was a fan. I mean, I would have, I want your Fire
I was
TV.
like, ooh, Alexa's in there now, and yay, but
Apparently, Maryland's public buses have been recording passengers'
how about the
conversations
How about the
2012.
Echo before you move on? Sorry, how about the Echo?
Echo?
Is that just
Amazon
like,
Echo?
are they? Does that have any encryption they're removing too, or
It's only things that run the Fire OS.
so what's the Echo?
It's not. You don't store any data on the Echo. The Echo transmits directly to Amazon.
And is it
They're-
encrypting?
They're not talking about removing the encrypted communication line. They're talking about you're not able to encrypt actual data.
Yeah.
So if your Echo got stolen, there's no data on there to get to. If your
Right, if your tablet does,
tablet's
yeah.
stolen, they don't have to hook it up to the internet, and there's still
Mhm.
data that they can get to.
I still wonder about that Echo and the Fire TV with this other thing and anything that listens to me when I don't know about it or don't want it to necessarily or don't want what I said repeated in a court of law by myself. Maybe sometimes that's sorry, but that's probably the case with most Americans and most people in the world. They probably don't want what's said privately in their living room repeated in a court of law should it come to that for some reason. So
Well,
most of us have TVs in our bedrooms too. I don't want that recorded.
yeah,
either.
well, the thing is, and I mentioned it the other day, the Xbox is always listening with that Connect, and things like this and the Amazon and stuff. I've thought about it.
Maryland's
again,
been
like,
listening on public buses for
that's why, and
4
in
years,
the
so.
Xbox, I'm making them put down in the basement because I'm not gonna have that. I don't want that in the living room. I don't want to be afraid. I don't know. It's crazy. And I don't want the gaming noise.
And well, it's eventually going to get to the point where you're like, "Stupid Xbox, shh, hear you."
Oh, man.
That is the Internet on Fire link. Futures Eric.
Oh yeah, where's my
More about having. It basically shows you any of the current vulnerabilities or security flaws and links you to more information about them. So that's pretty cool. And he says it always says a big yep because it's the internet and it's never going to be fully secure. Futures now said the Echo is a glorified Siri. I think all of those assistants are just glorified dumb.
Well, we don't have Siri on modern, equipment.
Hey, you guys should take a look at that 15 terabyte SSD.
Why? Because we have $30,000 to invest in one.
Now,
What?
because they are impressive in performance and
And
size.
ridiculously what?
It's not that expensive.
How much is it?
I don't know. Let's see. I have no idea. Let's see. It looks like it's going to. Where's the price? Hold on.
There's no price because they're still working on it. They haven't even gotten it done yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I guess there's no price. I wonder what they'll call it. I wonder what they will be priced at. I'm guessing if this is Samsung, which it looks like it is, it's going to be extremely expensive.
Let's see. A Samsung 2 terabyte SSD is $600. So let's calculate that out.
But again, you have to take into consideration
16.
it's not going to be double the price just because it's double the capacity.
Yeah, it's not. It's going to be like quad 100 times the price. So 15 divided by 2, 7.5 times. Let's just go ahead and round it up to 700 to take into account the newness of it all. Yeah, it'll probably only cost $5,200.
That's not that bad for that amount of, think about a server. Think about a storage, rack, clustered, Amazon style stuff. Yeah.
It does say that they're currently shipping it.
Oh, it does? So there is a price involved? That's what I want to see. Let's see if I can find this. It's not as easy to compute on a smaller device, but it's actually $500 for what? $500 for the 1 terabyte version on eBay.
Yeah, and it's $600 for a 2 terabyte brand new.
Well, this, but this is a SAS 3, 12 gigs a second. You expect those to cost more. These are more like enterprise type level drives. So I think it's perfectly in line, and that's a very reasonable price. But if you're not interested in SSDs, I think they're the next best thing since sliced spread these days, well, they have been now for a while, but I'm glad to see they're still improving. And the price parity is so welcome.
Oh, so it's actually using 16 of their 512 gig SSDs all layered on top of each other.
Nice.
No one's going to be able to afford that.
I think you're wrong about that. But anyway, by the time you wait till this point next year, very early into next year. I mean, you're going to see the prices probably be cut in half again. So I'm not too worried about it. You'll see its price fall as a result. And right now, it might not be affordable, but those things always the first of those things are never affordable, but it's going to trickle down to the mainstream. Unlike economics, actually technology does tend to trickle down. Yeah.
In a long time. RTM Tech also posted another link about Someone putting a flamethrower on their drone. That one's here.
Okay, you're telling everybody else not to arm their drones, and then now you talk about putting flamethrowers on it?
People do it, and I say, as long as you don't get caught, it's not illegal.
As long as you don't get caught, it's not illegal. That's a great phrase.
Or if you're in another country.
Where it's legal.
Oh, so there's a plane spotter's guide here. So if you wanted to learn how to spot planes from far away, RTM Tech says he can usually do it from quite far away, especially if it's in side view. He says it's an art. And let's see what this other link that he posted was. Here's a story of why people build their own flight simulators. Something about the Norwegian 737 project. I thought it was just because Microsoft Flight Simulator was so much fun.
I think I used to have Chuck Yeager's flight simulator way
Nice.
back in the day.
My uncle used to be really into it. He really liked flying around in planes on the Microsoft Flight Simulator one. So, Nick, did you watch that YouTube I posted about the Z-Wave hacking?
I don't watch YouTube, man.
That was the one, and then it also I posted the documentation about how they go about the attacks and what you need to
I don't fucking watch
do
YouTube.
the attacks.
Yeah, I could care less about Z-Wave.
I saw your link. Don't worry. I was some.
Even though my front door is secured by it.
It is. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brentley could just.
It's
walk
not
right
actually
in.
connected to anything though. It's completely independent of I have to go down there and manually do stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
think-
not.
Yeah, I think that one's one that's not
probably- yeah,
concerned
that's-
with it.
That's
But if it,
Well, it does. It's Z-Wave, but I.
so it's
you know,
wireless, or you've turned it off, or whatever.
Yeah, it's on. It's just not being used.
Okay.
It's not connected to anything. So
Gotcha.
I mean, it's probably still exploitable.
Not
But,
sure how it works.
Yeah.
well, I don't know if you can turn it off actually.
with the door lock
That's
stuff,
dumb.
with the door lock stuff, they're supposed to be able to reset it and set their own PIN number.
Yeah, that's convenient. Yeah, give
Well,
might
you're
as well
you're
give
not.
somebody away the keys to your house.
You can't actually do that with this particular lock. You can do that, but you have to have the original pin. Even if you reset it, you have to have the original pin to open it or add anything to it, which is only printed on a sticker that's stuck to the inside of the manual, and it's actually right there. But
Well, they showed
probably
off a
around
couple
that.
ways to do it. Yeah.
yeah. What I figure was, I figure it's not that much of a concern because locks only keep honest people honest anyway.
Yeah.
A bump key will get you in a lock faster than a hacker will anyway. So
Yeah.
they want in, they're getting in.
Very true. Futures Tech Eric and RTM Tech, I completely agree with the X-Wing game, the Star Wars X-Wing game, the MS-DOS version. Freaking awesome.
I remember that. Proctor used to have that, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I
that
loved
was,
that game.
that was incredible. Yeah, I loved it too.
I actually preferred the TIE Fighter one even more than the X-Wing one.
Yeah,
TIE
yeah.
Fighters were way better.
It was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to play that.
I never played Babylon 5, so
They were
watch that.
Babylon 5. What are you talking about? These are Star Wars.
This fan built Babylon
Eric
5.
was talking about.
Oh,
You
wow.
mentioned several.
I was impressed with this is another one of our cool site, Ars Technica. I love those guys. They've interesting stuff. So USB Type-C connectors.
Wait, hey, thank you, Phoenix. Sorry, wait, shit. Oh, shit. Sorry. John McAfee. Sorry.
Oh, John McAfee tells the FBI to on live TV on how they cracked the iPhone. That actually sounds very interesting. I'm going to take a look at that. Thank you.
Anything that John McAfee says in public is generally interesting.
Yeah, that's very true. Thank you, Phoenix. Everybody should probably click and watch that. But let me get back just briefly to the Displayport thing. So the new Displayport standard was recently published, and it doesn't necessarily increase the bandwidth as some of the previous.
8K monitor?
How did he get in Memphis, Tennessee?
He's been there.
He came back to the U.S. I thought he was still in South America.
Yeah, he opened a company in Tennessee. It's the cell phone company, cell phone security.
Oh, I thought he was still in Central or South America on the murder
No,
charge.
he got back. He got back.
Okay.
Did he ever clear up the murder charge? Or
No, that's why he got back. He spent his entire fortune getting the hell out of Belize and back to the America was where he's safe,
oh dang!
supposedly.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And can run for president. Forgot about that. Beats the shit out of.
Anyway, so
GT.
I want to finish that discussion about DisplayPort 1.4. So the previous one had was supported 30 hertz 8K displays. The newer one can do that at 60 hertz, from what I understand, and supports HDR color modes at 5K and HK as well. So the thing is, though, it did not increase its ultimate bandwidth, and so you'd be wondering, how did they accomplish that? Well, apparently something called, they're doing not something called, what is it?
That's definitely what I was wondering why you were saying all that. I was like, how did they do that?
Well, okay, yeah. So it's basically some form of compression.
Really?
So it's called display stream compression. It's supposed to be visually lossless form of compression that Vesta says enables up to a 3-to-1 compression ratio. So that's what basically allows them to increase the specs on it. But actually, I'm not so concerned with that. I'm not even considering that so much. I guess I need to look at image quality tests. But the Type-C connector, I think the adoption of the Type-C connector is an excellent. So basically, you can drive the displays with the USB Type-C connector. I mean, wouldn't that be great to connect? How small that is? Think of how many displays you could connect with a single card, just because of the simple extra room that you'd have.
I have a DisplayPort USB monitor, and it's a USB 3 one. I like it a lot. It's just the driver is.
Oh, it has nothing to do with it. This isn't over USB. This is the actual display connector, being the USB C connector, Type-C connector, the circular one. The little circular one.
It's a display that you hook up to USB-C port.
No, but it's not converting DisplayPort to USB. It's just using the cable. Like for instance, Thunderbird can be transferred over. Thunderbird can be transferred over USB cable, and it's not USB signaling, it's Thunderbird signaling. Yeah.
The one that I have, it uses a DisplayPort driver. The DisplayPort is a type. It's just that's what it's doing. It's not an actual. It's not like the DisplayPort thing that like changes it from that little weird connection to HDMI, VGA, and all those. It's just that it is just a DisplayPort driver.
Okay.
It's still a monitor going over USB.
But again, the system considers it to be a USB device, as a USB display device,
Yes.
whatever it's presented as. That's not what this does. That's not what this does. This is your video card having a USB Type-C connector, and you connect your monitor to that.
So you have to have a whole separate video card for that?
You don't have to. They can support other types of connectors as well if they so choose, but this is supposed to be the standardized
Does
connector.
any video card right now have a USB-C port on it?
No, not currently.
Okay, so you have to have a whole another video card to support that.
Yeah, to support
Yes.
if you absolutely wanted to use that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway,
But
Eric,
right now the video
no
cards.
one cares
the
about your
connectors are so
stupid
much
thing that hasn't
smaller.
come out yet. Tell
What?
us
That hasn't
about
come out yet.
you.
It is out yet. They just have to. It's the same size, the connector. So
It's out right now, but you can't use it for any graphics card.
it's okay. I guarantee you, within 2 weeks, Nvidia and AMD are
It's
going to announce
not out yet.
whatever.
Anyway,
It sounds like the PhysX. Remember PhysX Tech?
yeah.
It seems like it's still around, but it was out forever before anything ever had code for it, and then it.
And then nobody used Windows DOS anymore. Future Tech Eric posted a thing for the Babylon flight simulator if y'all wanted to check that out. And
Yeah, so I got it.
he also said that all the Star Wars flight sims are available on Steam. So if you wanted to play those again.
I'll definitely check that out.
Michael's going evangelical. Look at his face.
If looks could kill, yeah.
I loved that article, and I'm so happy to see, better display connectivity, and hopefully we'll reduce the number of connectors. I'm so sick of how many new connectors we have, and there's no need. People need to be a little bit more forward-thinking, and I think the Type-C
I won't
USB cable
need
is a
any
lot.
displays with my HoloLens. So it's just
Yeah, it's irrelevant for you. So
irrelevant.
in Brantley's mind, if it doesn't affect him, it doesn't exist, or he doesn't care about it.
No, it doesn't exist because there's no graphics cards that support it. If you can buy the damn DisplayPort
It was
right
just
now,
announced today. It was just ratified today. If you expect something to be deliverable on ratification of the standard it's based upon,
So
the
it's
same
not out
day,
yet.
that's
there's no products that use it, so it's not out yet.
yeah. But DisplayPort is not going away. That would make so it's going to be out, and it's going to be out in a short period of time because they don't have to create a new connector, unlike they had to do with DisplayPort originally. Jeez.
Can we burst Michael's blood vein? But
You might. If I start spurting, you guys better
Michael!
warn me.
it'll be way easier to taste your blood sugar level that way. Rely on the cell phone.
No, that's
Zombie wants to know why you're talking to your kneecap, by the way.
why I'm talking to my kneecap. Because I'm working on a laptop.
Because we banned Michael from using his desktop anymore during the show broadcasts.
Oh, did he seriously not using it now?
He did.
I can't believe
except
that actually worked.
Except he left his Ring Central on and broadcasted a telephone number out over the internet. Yep. This is why we don't enable DVR, people.
Your cell phone, Michael?
Huh? Not my cell phone. No.
Then whose phone? Because our phone is public.
No,
Yeah.
it's somebody calling in to our line.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's
Yeah. So I'll have to go in and edit it out. And then he did the whole Ring Central thing on the screen, displaying it to everyone. So I'll have to edit all that out.
this is really bad, especially from someone so concerned with privacy.
Unless it's his privacy, he doesn't care.
It's not
He
true.
didn't care much about his privacy either. What was it he was
doesn't.
advocating the other day that I was like,
I swear to God.
what privacy? What was that? See, he uses Google. That wasn't it though.
I don't remember.
I don't either. It was something pretty obvious too. I don't know.
Oh, well.
Hmm.
I don't think McAfee could be president. He looks pretty scary. He definitely
And
looks
Trump
like,
doesn't.
He looks like he fits in Tennessee, though.
He looks pretty scary.
Yeah. He definitely looks like he fits in Memphis, though.
I liked it a little better.
They look pretty scary too.
I don't know if he's been coloring his mustache and beard. I mean, not now, but like previously. And I know things get lighter over time, but his gray hasn't increased. It's like his black mustache and beardish, dark brown black has turned into almost light brown gingerish, which I'm more familiar with, you know. But he's still got the same amount of gray bits. I was just about to say I don't know if he colors this thing or not, but I liked it better when it was darker. And he had
Zombie Worm.
He was scarier then.
Yeah, Zombie Worm, I tend to agree with you, although I wouldn't say better. I would say he looks equal to the other candidates I've seen.
Oh, I think he's better.
And that's coming from someone that's in England, so.
He would ban encryption. Phoenix, I don't think you've been keeping up with McAfee. Or maybe I haven't recently, unless he's taken some other crazy turn. Because
Well, no, he said he would crack the iPhone. That's what that video is about, is how he's going to crack the iPhone's encryption.
well, yeah, because McAfee's thing is he thinks that I would assume he believes that encryption is necessary, but he also believes that it's not, you know, really worth it, I guess, overall for a lot of things. I don't know if that about specifics, but I know, for example, he puts his cell phone number out there. You know, that was on like a YouTube or something. Like he's just like, you know, there really isn't much of privacy anymore, period, I guess is what his attitude was at the time and whatever I was watching. But his thing now is all about whatever his new business is. It's another security company, but it's about phones. And it's because that's where everything is now, on our phones.
There really is no privacy, so let's just give up on it.
Well, I don't think that was his attitude. I think his attitude was give up on the things that really don't matter and focus on the things that do. But
like your address doesn't matter, Michael.
yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. That's for me to determine and no one else.
No, it's in the phone book.
Yes, but to keep it as private as I choose. And
What?
No, it's not my phone number.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's probably not listed in the phone
I'm
book.
not listed in the phone book.
You don't have a phone
Yeah.
number.
He is. He had the landline through whatchamacallit.
You had a landline through whatchamacallit? Did you get listed?
No,
You did get listed.
no.
Oh, you
I
have
have
to
a
opt
copy
in
of
for that, though. You have to opt in for that.
Yeah.
And usually it's through the phone
thankfully
company
it's
because
opt-in.
they publish the book. So,
Yeah,
Not the
that was
cable.
not a problem.
but
I did check that box and send that letter off that I found on your coffee table. So
I don't have anything on my coffee table because I burn all my
not
mail.
anymore because I
Burn
sent
all
it.
yeah,
my
because he
mail.
sent it along.
I burn all my mail. If make sure that those things never come addressed to me survive.
You know, burning has ways to be recreated, right?
That's way too hard for most criminals to want to engage in.
Oh yeah, that's right. The government already knows where you are.
No, they don't.
They do.
Just because.
Hey, did you see where Dubai has the world's first what was it? What did they call it? Drone Prix.
I'm surprised
race
they don't
rounds.
have real gladiator contests, fight to the death, and just stick a few
I don't know.
dozen
Google
people
it.
in a arena. I wouldn't be surprised.
Prix, like the Grand Prix, cars, racing, that kind of thing. World drone. Oh, look. Oh,
If
look.
y'all really want Michael's information, you can probably just look up that Ashley Madison leak.
Oh, and keep in mind the Dubai drone thing. India, Dubai. That's like they have like a lot of slaves over there, though. Like real modern slaves, like actual. I didn't realize that went on still. I mean, I knew it went on still here and there, but I didn't know in like major developing countries that this still went on. But apparently it does, by the way. I haven't done a lot of research, but just FYI to y'all out there.
Yeah, so their first race is in 7 days. That looks cool.
Yeah, just a straight up drone race.
Their video
Pretty
is
cool.
confusing though. Are they racing the drone against cars or
No,
It
that's
should
probably
just
just
be
tracking.
drone.
Yeah, that's.
well, every shot of the video there's a car there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's to compare it to car racing. I don't know.
Yeah. It wouldn't look as cool unless you had a McLaren.
Supposedly
Wait,
there's a
what's the trap, Eric?
$1 million
What's the
grand
trap,
prize, y'all.
I'm sorry, I just read that.
The calling center folks, RTM. Actually, I
I
don't
see.
know who I'm referring to.
I see.
RTM.
I don't have an iPhone, Eric.
I actually was reading this article on ARS Technica about the Dubai thing, and I was browsing through the comments, and someone and actually several people were like, it wasn't on English, somewhere else, but several people were like, hey, this is, good thing it's coming from a modern day slavery country. And I was like, really? And the guy, so I just Googled it, and yeah, there's a lot, apparently. I haven't clicked anything, but, so I don't know. But sounds kind of bad. I've been gone all day. I read this morning, and then we went to Jay's neurology appointment out of state, and then we just got back right after the show. So, been driving. I will find out, though, and I'll put a stop to it.
To slavery.
Or maybe not. It's worth a shot. Sounded good. I said.
I wonder why you'd have to have a pit stop with your drone race, though.
Battery change?
Yeah, swap out battery would be the only thing I can think of. But in the race objectives, it says make a minimum of 1 pit stop. And you have to incur the least number of penalties. I wonder what kind of obstacles they're going to have. And they have their own licensing system.
No idea why this is all of a sudden on my head, but I don't know what's in chat, so I'm just going to say it out here. I read a book by Stephen King a long time ago. Yes, one book. I read one book. No, it was one of his shorter ones. It was called The Long Walk. Long in the title, short in the book. It's actually a very quick read. And in the book, everybody wants to compete in this big, national competition, which is a race, but it's a walking race. And you have to walk like pretty much until you're the last person. But you have to walk a minimum of 3 miles an hour, which is a fairly decent pace. And let's get in here. And you got to, like if you fall behind like 3 times, they kill you. So I don't know why I just thought about that. And the moral to the story that I always remember is anytime I go into a parking lot and there may or may not be a space up front, I don't bother. I just park in the back not because I got a good paint job or something, which I don't anymore, but it's just because I don't want to be the lazy bastard who couldn't walk to the door, from the parking lot. I don't know why the Grand Prix had that in my head, but moral to the story, if anyone likes a good book.
I was looking at the prices and I was like $100, $150 for a ticket to be a fan, and then I looked up what AED to USD is, and it's only like $30. So.
Crazy cats. Crazy catnip or something y'all been into. Wacky peoples. So I didn't get any more cool links today, I'm afraid. Excuse me. Oh dear. Excuse me. Oh, and here's one for a little more on topic. Actually, I did get one. MSoft. they have an interview with Lawrence from Bleeping Computer, Lawrence Abrams.
Oh, yay.
So check that out.
Check it. And let's see. Just wanted to, more on our beloved
Zombie the
security
beer.
topic.
I've still got habanero flavored Sculpin IPA from Ballast Point, but I've actually been on the horn with them for the last week now, trying to get more, and they're not able to get any or something. I don't know. I'm getting upset about it because I'm almost out of the last keg.
Well, the reason I posted that article there is the implication that the pitfalls behind these recent attacks, the Freak and Logjam and Drown attacks, are ultimately led back to government mandates for encryption protection, and basically allowing them to be able to decrypt things, basically supporting all the protocols.
Well, there is the crazy argument, like Phoenix said about McAfee or something like, oh, no way, Stephen King's house is near your house. That is sweet. Well, I'm sure he does rarely leave his house. Serious, you live near Stephen King? Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I bet he's a freaky dinner guest or host. Should see if you can do that sometime. Anyway, stop quitting, Johnny. Is she quitting something?
What are you doing? What are you reading? What am I not
She's
reading?
probably on internet or her cell phone data.
I see. Duh, right above it, she quit from the.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn it, Johnny, stop it.
Anyway, take
Wait,
a look at that.
John, you can't say that.
Well, huh?
You can't say that.
I can't say stop it.
No, you said the GD word.
I did.
Yeah.
I said damn it.
You said glob damn it at least.
No, I didn't.
Glob. What is that?
From Adventure Time, they call him glob.
You only hear what you want to.
That sounds like wasn't that the blob?
I was watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia last night, and their episode last night was The Gang Goes to Hell, and they were on a Christian cruise, and I swear they said GD more than any show I've ever heard.
Nice.
Like all in one episode. It was pretty great. It was almost like they were going for that
the record.
the South Park bitch episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was almost like they were going for that.
Hey, I'm gonna throw one else out there. Who wants to go to Wilmington? Is it Wilmington? Wilmington. Little concert. I think I'm gonna go.
Who's playing?
When is it?
Tell him, Tank.
Yeah, but it's a long night.
Or not. Generation Axe. It's Steve Vai. It's his production. We're going to see Zach Wilde. They also have Ingmar Malmsteen, Nuno Bettencourt, and I don't know the last guy. I've never heard of him. Actually, a Nigerian heavy metal guitarist. Nigeria.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Sounds fun, man.
I used to live in Wilmington.
Yeah.
It's only 2 hours away from where Michael is.
Shut up! You.
It's really hard to get to Wilmington.
Judas.
from where you're at.
Judas is your name.
I think
Judas
you
should
don't
be your
have to
name.
ask that. I want to go to that.
I know. Yeah, I know. Actually, I think we are. I haven't called about a box, but I kind of wanted to throw it out there to the company even. They have box seats available that seat up to 6.
Huh.
Hey, Brantley, you miss.
When is it?
Mm.
When is it, John?
April something, late April, 24 maybe.
April the something.
23rd, yeah.
And yep, Future Techs, Eric. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. We did mention it briefly on another show this week, but CTB Locker is new ransomware that affects websites, and even if you're on a forum or anything, if you're not backing up your website data, you got big issues.
I know. We were talking about that earlier, and we were like, okay, so what's the most to lose? A day or two's worth of customer records since the last backup? I mean, what?
Yeah.
Come on, maybe, but really?
Yeah, that's like, man, if you're not backing up your web data,
Space is cheap and automation is available.
yeah, you need to get someone to do that for you because you're not doing it right.
Brantley, I was reading that article a little bit more about that SSD, and they're not using 512 gig drives or whatever. They're using 500 they're creating 512 gig packages, meaning they're using 256 gig dies, which is the current highest. That capacity was just made available by them recently earlier this year, and they make 512 gigabyte packages out of the 256 gigabit.
Michael, I know how they
dies,
make
which
hard
is
drives. They just take 16 of their 512 ones and then they put it in a little smasher and smash it into one.
That's what it sounded like you were describing to me earlier, and that's obviously not the case. And this
That's
is
exactly what they
you.
do.
You made it appear
They
like
may
it was a
not-
big
they
raid
may
or
not-
something like that. You made
They
it
may
appear.
not even.
Well, I
they
guess
may
it is
not
a
even
little.
Wash them down anymore. They may just send you a hard drive that's like this.
It's
You
like
have to
what
buy a new tower because your hard drive is now this large, but it still only has the one little port.
I don't like you, Brantley.
Oh, here's another little bit.
Maybe they took it sideways and just hooked them all up together sideways. So
They did no such thing. That's a great advance. It's 15 millimeter height drive. It's insane to have 15 terabytes of SSD storage in that small of a space. Yes, they're using TLC. Performance is great though, and there's no situation where you shouldn't replace.
Man, if you're running RTM techs had just brought up the point on the last thing we said about losing a customer's data may be worse on the website CBT thing. If you're storing data on a web server.
Well, I mean, that's how like the Ashley Madison stuff got hacked, but they're not losing it as in, oh, someone took it. It's just like ransomware on a computer. Your data just gets encrypted.
It's lost considering if you don't have it anymore. Like if you were like a backup service or something, maybe. But
I guess
it's a lot of indies, roll their own backup service now. But
yeah, if you had that, then if you're doing a backup service and then you get your customers' data's encrypted, then yeah, that's pretty bad. No Pi news today, Zombie Wormer.
Joe!
Zombie Wormer?
I threw that last link in there. Fossil, you can see from the URL, whatever. I hadn't really read it yet.
Yeah, there wasn't any Pi news today. I was kind of upset about that.
Well, the Pi 3 is out. Nobody can get one, and they're all waiting for one to come in. Actually, I was looking more at that Odroid thing. It looks like it may be an interesting alternative. The one I told Michael not to get.
Oh, so you finally open up to it. I was surprised that they have a large following too, and they're more popular elsewhere in the world, but in Europe, I believe. But I think they're good choices, but the mass production scale that's the thing I'm worried about them. I mean, they can probably deliver a few units, but can they do it to the level that Pi has, or that the Pi Foundation or whoever's behind that can, that they're able to do? If they can mass produce them and keep the prices low, then yeah.
Hold on, I'll get it here for you.
Man, ain't nothing in the wiki about slaves in India. It says they call them slaves as mistreatment of foreign workers. Another guy made a comment about.
This is where you can buy the various versions. Oh, that was a stupid Google-fied link. Sorry.
Poopy.
This is where you can buy the versions. And this is an article talking about the C2 version being faster and better than Pi 3.
Oh, you have a specific article for that?
God Dang it, why
yes.
does Google do this?
Oh wow, Dubai has a dress code, part of criminal law.
For that.
You can be deported for kissing in public.
Thank you, Brantley, for that.
Yep.
Choice articles. Thank you, as always. So, yes,
Ooh,
we do have Pi News for today. For the day.
Well, something other than Pi News.
But it doesn't include wireless.
The biggest advantage though it has is that the Ethernet is directly tied into the SoC, where Pi uses the USB style.
Oh,
Ethernet.
yeah.
And they give you a gigabit Ethernet over 100 Pi 10. So
Sweet.
it comes with 2 gigahertz clock speed and 2 gigabytes of RAM. So
It
You can get
requires a
arrested.
heatsink. It requires a heatsink, I believe.
yeah, it has one built on it.
Smoke between sunrise and sunset. Drinking juice in public, Russian woman put on trial.
And it supports MC 5 as well as microSD. You should be able to get better performance out of AMC 5
I am
storage.
so never going to Dubai.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those, I think, Brantley. What about you?
Okay.
Do you think you're gonna get one?
Nope, I have no need for it.
You don't have a need for Droid C2?
Nope. I don't have a need for a Pi 3, which is why I didn't get one of those either, because there's no reason to
What
get
the hell is the serpent doing on the show?
He wanted to come out and play. He heard us all talking.
South Korea, but they're our friends, right? South Korea, right? They love us. Right?
Yeah, South Korea is cool. They like technology and beer and freedom.
Nice.
Kia.
Yeah.
They like IKEA. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool because that's where it's made, so I can trust.
The droid's made in South Korea.
Musical what? See, I have a marble story actually from yesterday, though I'm not sure I want to repeat it on the air. I already told it to you.
Playing in the bathtub with marbles.
Not quite.
Okay, can I just order this? Let's see. How do I just buy this? Fuck, where do I buy? That's always so hard to buy these things.
What's his name, Brantley, or Serpent?
It.
Okay. Fair
Connie calls it Joseph.
Joseph and it. Joseph, it is the damn thing. I just Serpent.
It makes it really easy because I can just be like, it's hungry.
Pet Day. Is it Pet Day at the Foolish IT show?
Is it?
Is it really Pet Day? Come here, you pet. Come here, pet. Just have to reach under my desk and grab a pet. Bring a pet out too. Pets at Foolish IT. Yes.
I'm not going to go out back and dig up my pet.
Thanks, Tank.
You're welcome.
We wouldn't make it back in time, to be honest with you.
Destiny has no interest in the snake at all. Like, she'll sniff it and that's about it. But the snake's food, Destiny is all about. We have a bunch of
He called me Kick. Yes, I have a pussy cat. I thought I saw a putty tat. Yep. Watch out, world.
that's why we have mice zombie worm, is to feed the snake. Johnny doesn't have a rat. She has a squirrel in Florida.
She actually has a real squirrel.
Yeah, like a real.
Domestic pet, like for real. And it loves her.
I think it would eat the squirrel too, though.
Oh, yeah. You didn't see the squirrel be like, man, I ain't got to eat for a month if I can get that thing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got a cat lover post.
You should. Do you still have those links to those crazy expensive Etsy things for your cat?
No, I don't. But you know what? Not only is the cat's butthole touched everything in the home, but and the dog's butt has touched every inch of your carpet too, to make no mistake. But it's that they always want you to. What do they want you to do with that butt? The way they shove it up like that when you're petting them and you're scratching and you go back, they shove that butt way up. What's going on there?
Unsure.
That kind of owner. Sorry.
Those Etsy things, I just thought of it. I wish I had thought of it when you were posting them, but they're it's when you want to treat your pet like an Egyptian god.
The cat?
Yeah, like the $3,000 cat scratch post you posted.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, it was a little expensive. I think it was only that one. The one I was looking at, the one that I really liked back in the day was like 12 and some change. It was like that's absolutely ridiculous, and I'll never have that. But it's awesomely nice. It was like a real. It was like I guess the guy used like fake leaves and sewed them on a real treated tree, and like did a lot of it looked like a real tree with like some wood in it because it was a real tree, and the fake leaves so they wouldn't fall off, and this cat would tear them up.
I still think you should do the.
There's a lot of money to pay for a cat to tear up something.
You should still do the Indiana Jones bridges.
They did have Indiana like little wooden and rope bridges that you stick on the side of your wall, and you can just like string a lot of them and stuff like that. The Super Mario pipes, they can go up and down through the little Super Mario pipe on the wall, and blocks and things. Oh, look really cool, but well, one day, never. No.
You should just make your own. You can get
Besides,
most of that stuff.
well, yeah, and I would, but still, it'd be. Besides, I couldn't get up there, so it wouldn't be any fun.
Oh, you should make one going from your deck down. That would be cool.
What?
Yeah, have a real live Indiana Jones bridge going from your deck down to the bottom area there. That would be awesome.
The ground.
Yeah.
The bottom area.
That would be awesome.
There might be a patent battle. That's another thing I was reading about this morning is patent trolls. I don't know why. It's amazing how they continue to buy patents and sue other companies or just file patents and sue other companies and continue and continue and continue. And whatever I was reading this morning, the guy was just like, I invented these. What are you talking about? It was about what was it? The guy that recently invented personalized digital marketing. Basically, it was like a patent that that was approved and is there, and it basically says he invented digital personalized marketing where your preferences are gathered and sorted, and that selects the content that you're sent. This guy invented that recently, even, and got a patent on it. And I'm thinking, hasn't this been around since like forever? Before computers? This patent's on the digital aspect of it, but been Googled? Isn't that why they're like the biggest company ever? Haven't they been doing that? Google.
Yeah,
Wonder if they're going to get sued by this guy.
probably now.
Probably not, actually.
They're probably just going to buy up the patent from them.
He's suing hundreds of companies or something. It's ridiculous. Next, someone's going to invent the D7 patent, and then we're all fucked because I didn't patent that, y'all, by the way.
Well, thanks for announcing that.
What? Jesus,
The world-
what the fudge?
Obviously, we have a competitor now, but you know the other side of it is copyrighted. Like any of it means anything, but
How would you patent that anyway?
well, how does it matter when people are stealing my code and using it anyway, and making money off of it? And I'm not talking about technicians either. But
Yeah, but even if they didn't, you could sue them without them stealing your code.
I
also.
could, but you
well-
know, international law doesn't. From here to they don't really care. But I don't. In my research so far, by the way, I still want one of y'all to look into that project. I mean,
What did you just say? I
have you
couldn't
been
understand
drinking? Have you been drinking today? It's
No.
it was awful slurry.
No, I wanted to at lunch, but decided not to.
The thing I put in about international intellectual property theft in the other morning.
Oh, okay.
It was a week or so ago, and I had a hair up my butt, but it still bothers me. So just bringing that up again.
Okay. If you still have the link, get it to me.
I do. I will. I think. Anything else going on? Hey, Brantley, your snake is pretty cool,
It is.
even if it's an evil serpent.
It doesn't like coming out much, so usually it just sits in a cubby.
That's what they do until they're ready to eat you.
Well, until they're ready to eat in general.
Well,
It's actually like the most scaredy cat snake I've ever seen.
well, that's actually kind of the classic thing. Like snakes generally don't go looking for trouble; they're usually hiding from it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this one is like very skittish. Like it hasn't even tried to attack us yet. I doubt it ever will, but
probably not. What kind of snake is that? I didn't pay attention to it.
ball python.
Zombie, you don't have to reverse engineer what I'm talking about, but well, actually, well, that person you want. Anyway, never mind. Ain't no biggie. Actually, I was thinking about doing the whole open source thing on D7. Brantley was talking to me about it a while back on the original D7. He really wanted me to do it. I did not do it, obviously. And the reason I instead I just made it free for everyone. The reason why I didn't do it is because I'm embarrassed.
That's why a lot of people don't do open source.
I'm strictly embarrassed at the way I've coded it. Like the original D7,
People get really scared about the feedback they're going to get about their coding practices and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, and then they'll look at that and then they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't do something too." And be like, "No, I swear it's not like that." But you can't. First attempt, guys. Come on. And so I should be. Thank you. Thank you for that. And you haven't even. Oh yeah, you probably have actually. Actually, probably a little known secret. There's a ton of programs out there that'll open up half of the code in that app, like and print it out the way I
Oh
wrote it.
Jesus! Can we not talk about this stuff?
All right, fine. I mean, really, the only like trade secrets in any of that crap is like a lot was script. But the only stuff was like the things that I learned as a tech to fix computers, like all of the MSDN and TechNet articles that I went through and painstakingly reproduced automation for the steps in those and stuff like that for the various repairs of D7. That's really the only secret sauce in there, a lot of that stuff. But yeah, that's not secret sauce to tech, so it's stuff I would share. It's just most of those stuffs are in modules, and you won't be able to decompile most of that, actually. Most of what you can decompile are in the form code, like the code actually behind the buttons and all those things. The form code is easy to decompile, right? Most software, and get a nice printout of what it looked like when you wrote it. It's the module code that doesn't usually. Class code will decompile, but module code doesn't really. And that's where most of the good stuff is.
Alright, let's see.
Most of the form code that you can even look at, it's like me clumsily working with buttons and miscellaneous interface bits that, yeah, no biggie. Except in the early days, I did do a lot of code behind a button. It wasn't just a button that called a sub somewhere else. It was like a button that did a lot of crap, you know, in the button event. But. Oh. Probably a good thing, Eric. Actually, what's happening here is we did have to sedate Michael. And that's why he's... Actually, I don't know. Why? What happened to you, Michael?
I'm right here.
Oh.
Trying to pay for something, but PayPal won't accept my credit card.
Contact their support so they can yell at you.
You've probably been hacked.
Hey, why don't you contact yourself? Because maybe it's a problem with our shopping cart.
Here, Michael, what's your credit card? I'll pay for it for you.
I don't like you, Brantley.
You know you shouldn't use PayPal. I can't wait to get off PayPal. If we ever could, really. But I guess we'll always accept it in some form or another. But for the stuff on the web, I don't know. But we'll make it.
All right. Well, we've hit our hour. Do we want to wrap her on up for today?
Why not? I haven't done the first bit of anything of kind of work today, and I'm like looking forward to doing a little something for dinner. So
let's get to work. Thanks everyone for joining us. All the Futures Tech crew, Phoenix, Zombie Worm, RTM Tech. Always a pleasure. And we will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our Friday evening show. And
Friday edition. Watch out, parental advisory.
don't forget about our Crypto Prevent sale. 40% off the unlimited bulk, 20% off all other versions of Crypto Prevent. And yep, we'll see you tomorrow. So.
And yes, I will, Zombie. Thank you.
Okay, is this goodbye?
Bye, Internet.
Goodbye,
Internet.
TTFN.
Oh no. Oh no.